Piaget's theory of cognitive development suggests that language development depends on the development of thought. According to Piaget, children progress through 4 stages of cognitive development, and language acquisition is intertwined with each stage. In the first stage, the sensory motor stage, infants use their senses and motor skills to explore and learn about the world. At this stage, they rely on non-verbal communication, such as crying or facial expressions, to express their needs and communicate with others. In the second stage, the pre-operational stage, children begin to use symbols, such as words and gestures, to represent objects and ideas. They engage in pretend play and learn basic grammar rules, but their language use is still limited by their concrete thinking and inability to understand abstract concepts. In the third stage, the concrete operational stage, children develop more advanced language skills and can think logically and solve problems. They understand the concept of conservation and can use language to describe objects and events in a more organised and coherent way. In the final stage, the formal operational stage, individuals develop abstract reasoning skills and can think hypothetically and understand complex concepts. At this stage, language use becomes more sophisticated and can be used to convey abstract ideas and concepts. As they gain more advanced cognitive skills, they are able to use language to express more complex thoughts and ideas. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis suggests that the language we speak influences the way we perceive and think about the world around us. According to this hypothesis, language determines how we think and influences our decision-making and cultural norms. The hypothesis proposes that different languages lead to different patterns of thought, and that speakers of different languages therefore have different worldviews. There are 2 versions of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, strong and weak. The strong version suggests that language completely determines our thought processes, while the weak version suggests that language merely influences our thought processes. Whorf used research from Franz Boas in 1911, who said that Inuit language had 7 different words for snow, which sometimes increases to 27 different words for snow, depending on the sources it has come from. This is due to the culture being surrounded by snow, and therefore the language has developed to reflect that. However, there is ongoing debate about the validity of the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, and many researchers believe that language and thought are more complex and interrelated than a simple cause and effect relationship. Both Sapir and Whorf said that the weaker version of the hypothesis is better, as it allows more explanation for the variation of use of words across cultures. The less words we have for something, then our ability to notice and recall the concept will be limited as well. This is reflected in education, where children who are exposed to less language from a young age are less able to develop their learning and can also affect behaviour due to an inability to express their emotions. The variation in recall of events and recognition of colours in Native American cultures has been attributed to the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, which suggests that language and culture shape thought and perception. Specifically, some Native American language, such as the Hopi language, do not have words for specific colours, like blue or green, but instead use more general terms, like light or dark. This has led to research on whether the absence of specific colour terms in the language affects how people perceive and remember colours. One study by Berlin and Kay, conducted in 1969, found that people across cultures tend to categorise colours into basic categories, such as red, green, blue and yellow, and that these categories develop in a predictable order. However, some languages have fewer colour terms than others, and speakers of those languages may not distinguish between colours in the same way as speakers of languages with more specific colour terms. For example, speakers of the Dani language of Papua New Guinea, which has only two colour terms, mili for dark or cool colours and mola for light or warm colours, have been found to have difficulty distinguishing between shades of blue and green. Similarly, research on memory and recall has found that people may be better at remembering and recognising colours that are important in their culture and language. For example, a study conducted by Robertson, Davies and Davidoff in 2000 found that speakers of the Himba language in Namibia, which has separate words for shades of green, but blue is categorised as a shade of green, were faster and more accurate at recognising differences between shades of green than shades of blue. This suggests that language and culture can affect not only how people perceive and remember colours, but also how they attend to and categorise them.